Welcome to the back to. Hello there. What's going on, guys? Yeah, I was just still fired up and wired up after Loki's stream. I was like, what the hell? Why not? It's like I didn't think anybody would. Daryl the Donor, just fuck off. No, I didn't think anybody would be here but me. Shows what I know. You guys are troopers. Love y'all. Let's see. What was I going to do? Oh, that's what I was going to do. Please pause while I am just winging it, as we always do here. I'm trying to... there we go. There we go. Had to send out another invite. So what's up? Howdy, buckaroo. Dude, what? Go the fuck to bed. No, I sent you an invite. Get your ass in here. Hey, Ronnie, what's up, man? Hello, Apollo. Felix, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. God, it's so quiet in here. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Hey, Kimmy, how you doing? Oh, cool. What game y'all playing? This I must know. Because I was talking with your sister earlier today, and she's playing Call of Duty. And I was like, oh, not just the bathroom? No, I don't know. I haven't done a solo stream in a while, but thanks, Matt Cave. Appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, I don't know what that was. I invited a couple of people on. Whether they hey, it's up to them. One I haven't seen in a week and one I haven't seen on here in months. So we will see. Charlie. There's another one. Hell yeah, brother. You going to bed or you up for a while? Very important. Invite Richmond and make him sing. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to be swooned. I don't know if I'm ready for the blue eyes to swoon me. Yeah, I'm cool, brother. What's up, Pat Wonby? Is that a question? Or was that an accidental hit before you sent? Whatever. Hang on. Do-do. Do-do-do-do. All right, I got one confirmation. Do-do-do. 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 There we go. It's just too quiet in the house with all the fans off and air conditioners off. Cold front came through today after the storms. And it's quite chilly outside right now. Thrust Brothers. Can't wait. Can't wait. Hopefully we'll get a sneak peek here. Or on Strike's channel or on your channel. Because y'all's channels are important too. What was I thinking? I don't know. So, yeah, just thanks, Felix. Appreciate it, brother. I should be in bed. Yeah, because I've been up for 18 hours, 19 hours. Yeah, 19 hours. 19 and a half, actually. So that will, yeah, in 30 minutes, I'll be up 20 hours. So, but no, just want to talk and just talk. 10 of y'all here, 9 of y'all here. Dude, you guys, I love you. I really do. This is kind of a throwback to when I first started streaming. I'm just here by myself, just talking, not knowing if anybody'd ever show up. And then all of a sudden, you just started filing in one by one. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, picking people up along the way. And hopefully we're not done rolling down the hill. Hopefully we can pick up a lot more. I would like that. I really would. Because I think, there's... Thanks, awesome one. Appreciate that, buddy. Right there, buddy. Right there.
Why?
I don't fucking know. You're still...
I was about to get in bed. And then some asshole sent me a StreamYard link.
Yeah, well.
I had to stay up late because I had to pick up one of the girls from the high school football game. Went out after, is like, oh, I got to stay up till like 11 o'clock, 11:30. I got to go pick her up. I got home, still awake. I'm like, I should be in bed, but this is like when you get to that point, you're so tired, and it's like you just can't go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want to see something brand new I haven't even shared with anybody yet?
Ooh, an exclusive.
Yes. Haven't even posted this picture on Twitter. So, if you remember a few months ago, I posted the picture of the fully completed large scale, the big one, Ecto 1 with the light kit in it. I have not finished with the light kit yet, but we just have another edition that was completed not 20 minutes ago.
Oh, nice. Drum roll.
I forgot the music. Da, 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 da.
That's awesome.
It's the delivery.
Oh, sick.
Vroom, vroom. vroom. Yeah.
That is sick.
It's got Mr. Fusion on the back. The boot opens up in the front. The wheels flip for the flight as well as driving. The gull wing doors fully operational. I mean, it's the big Lego kit for the DeLorean. So, oh yeah, there's the hoverboard and the plutonium.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
that's kick-ass, man.
We've got the light kit to go in it tomorrow that will illuminate, the headlights, the taillights, the flux capacitor. It's got the sound module in it. So you'll hear the when it, yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So that light kit took there's the flux capacitor.
Oh, sweet.
So that one's already part of the Lego set, but there's like a whole light kit where all of these lights on the front, all of this will have LEDs behind them, all the blue here. And then you'll have stuff inside the boot here that opens up.
Oh, nice.
And then there'll be lights in the car to illuminate that, a light in Mr. Fusion, and
that
the
is
taillights
sick.
back here, all these orange. Yeah. So the light kit, I was surprised because I almost wanted to kind of do it as we were going. But as I was looking at it, it's actually easier to do it once the thing is completely built. Because when I did the Ecto 1, I'm like, I should have been putting this in as we were building the Ecto 1. But now that I'm looking backwards at it from the instruction side, it's like, no, you really have to build it first and then tear apart certain chunks to get the LEDs in and then reset them. Otherwise, you'd never, it wouldn't work the same way while you were building it. You'd get lost. But the light kit on the Ecto 1 took me like 2.5 hours to install that thing.
Oh, God.
It was complicated, but it was worth it. It was cool. So,
yeah. Dude, I've been thinking about getting the game.
Get ready for the light kit on the 3-foot Millennium Falcon. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. We quit that like 4 years ago.
Well, no, it's still back there.
Wow.
A 5,000-piece Millennium Falcon.
Wow.
We were 80% done, and he decided to launch a basketball across the room.
What?
Whatever it was. Yeah, it is.
No, Rory tripped over.
Yeah, here it comes. I'm going to blame my sister now.
No. Here's what happened. 2 things happened. Rory tripped over in here and hit it with her leg because her and her stupid friend were messing around in here.
Mm-hmm. The story
and then
keeps
the
changing.
next day, I was playing a game on the PS4 and the chair fell and my leg smashed it. That's what happened.
That's the third or fourth iteration of that story I've heard.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I was like, because it's like you can't go back and figure out, okay, what step were we on? I started fixing some of it, but it's
a lot
like
of the pieces are missing.
they are now. So anyway, yeah, no, there's a great big. I don't know if you can. It's all the way in the back there, behind right where I'm pointing on that table. Don't even try to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I can barely see it.
It literally is. It's 36 inches from nose to ass.
Wow.
It's huge. It's massive. But yeah, so there you go. What happened was, all right, go to bed. Good night. So
yeah, Matt Cave, I've been looking to get that game. It looks fun. Getting the Ghostbusters game.
Mm-hmm.
Looks fun as hell.
It does look good. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee right now.
That's okay. I'm drinking Coke and Rumplemints right now.
Rumplemints?
Rumplemints, yes. Oh, food of the gods. I'm out of vodka. So.
I'll take your word for it.
It's very minty.
Yeah.
Keeps my nose clear.
I'm sorry, there wasn't a cat's ass in the house you could lick?
No. I mean, I've got banana rum right here. It's like looking with the banana pudding.
Well, that's probably better than the Rumplemints.
Yeah, they're about even right now.
So what are we doing here this time of night?
Fuck if I know. I was just wired. And
it's your show.
I know, exactly. It's like, fuck, I just wanted to keep going. Loki had to cut it because of storms and everything, so.
Oh, that's right. Loki had his late night show tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, and the storms hit us about 8 hours ago. And they were pretty bad.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, we had flash floods, tornadoes, everything.
Oh shit! It's been cloudy here all day. I keep thinking it looks like it's going to storm. It looks like we're going to get something. So whatever just went through y'all is probably going to be here tomorrow.
Dave Bob lives in your state, and he was getting hit.
I think Dave Bob's more on the western side, though, isn't he?
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, Mary. Oh boy.
So there is a cat's ass in the house you could have licked.
Oh yeah, there's 6 of them. Just yeah. Ugh. Only let's see, 2 of them are, well, they're all ours. I mean, the kids got a couple of them, but they couldn't take them with them, so they adopted us. What is my favorite character of what? What film, what genre? That's a lot. That makes me think, and thinking makes my head hurt. Because those who know me know I'm not an eloquent speaking man. I've got like a blind squirrel, I find a nut every once in a while, but that's about it. Like tonight, we played Gartic Phone. You ever played that?
No, what is that?
It's like Scriplio and Rumor. It's like somebody
Scriplio. I know. Like I played that on Shenanigans with Mary Mayhem.
Yeah, this is way better because somebody writes out a sentence or whatever, or scenario, and you have to draw it. And the person after you has to guess what you draw. And oh God, it was an effing train wreck, and it was glorious. Charlie, what's up, buddy?
Hello there.
Hello there.
Yeah, can't stay long, but I just had to pop in here and just go, Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
about
right.
the best I can do right now.
Well, it's all I need. It's all you need.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't drank a lot today. I've just been drinking a long time today. I started drinking at 5, and it's 12:30 now. So I've been drinking 7.5 hours, but I haven't been drinking a lot.
Well, that's what counts, right? It's not like you went through 2 or 3 bottles in the last 7 hours.
Stamina. Yeah. That's what I'm looking for.
It's called pacing and moderation, and that's okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I am not buzzed at all.
There you go.
It's just making me tired. But that's me. Oh, must go pass out. Glad I caught someone. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, brother. Catch you on the next one, brother. Oh, shit. No, I just wanted to get in touch with people and say, hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Well, just getting used to the time change coming up for too long.
Oh God,
I heard a rumor that the time change, this will be the last one. They're not going to do it again in spring. That's what I heard.
They've been going back and forth on daylight savings forever.
I know. What's the fucking point of it? I mean, they did it for like business and stuff back in the 1900s and 1800s and shit, or whenever Franklin thought it up. But
the whole daylight issue, right?
Yeah, it's like it's a moot point.
Yeah.
Once everybody got alarm clocks.
Well, I think it was more or less just having more daylight hours to work for. I guess. I mean, at the time, a lot of agricultural stuff. It's not necessary anymore because so much of that has changed the way that's processed and done.
Exactly.
It really is a pain in the butt, just from the mere standpoint of some places observe it, some places don't, within the same country. I mean, it's a complete pain in the ass. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it never made sense to me, even as a kid. I was like, why do we got to do this? It's like, well, it's good for the farmers and stuff. Don't they have clocks? Don't they get up before the sun anyway? They go get up before the sun's up and go to bed after it's down. So, I mean, I was raised in the city, but most of my family were farmers. So I already knew the inner workings of that shit. So like, it makes no sense. Why do we got to change our lives for that?
Yeah.
And that's the epitome of changing your life for someone else. It's like, well, why do I got to, change my routine just because somebody decided to grow corn?
Skynet. Who knows these things?
Oh, dude. I'm waiting for Skynet to happen. It's like as much
It might be
bullshit's
an
going on.
improvement.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like everything's gone to shit in a handbasket. So it's, fuck, why not just throw Skynet in there to boot?
Yeah. What could go wrong with a naked Arnold Schwarzenegger? Well, I mean, I don't know why he'd be naked, but
Well, I'm getting kind of flustered now.
Oh God.
But no, I mean, everybody's like, oh God, AI's coming, AI's coming. It's like, dude, have you even kept up with AI? AI is in its infancy. It's nowhere close to world domination. Oh, I watch the AI stuff on YouTube and stuff. It's interesting as hell. But it's like they kind of learn for themselves, but it's very limited. And I think it's for that reason. So they can't become super intelligent and bend us over.
Yeah.
Mr. Reisman, what's up, brother?
I made it. How are y'all doing?
It's been forever.
Doing good, buddy.
Oh man, Valiant. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
Good, man. Charlie. Good to
It
see
has
you.
been a while, Life Day, buddy. My other Life Day,
It
buddy.
has been. It has been.
A while.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks.
Hell yeah, buddy. You were first one here, and I was like, holy shit, Risman's here. I haven't seen Risman.
I was up the way. I was like, let me get back. Let me get.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
So I don't know
He
why. I
must
was like,
have
I
walked
happened
it.
to pull up the phone and I saw that, and I'm like, oh my God, is he really going to do this?
Yeah. It's like, motherfucker, I hate this. I hate this son of a bitch. And then he sends me an invite. God damn you.
So what are we,
Pretty much.
I couldn't hear. What were we talking about? What's the topic?
Nothing. Absolutely
Yeah,
nothing.
We're just rambling. We're just
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. It's a VacTube stream. We're just rambling. We're just
Yeah,
rambling.
it's right there. We're talking about AIs, you know.
Skynet, Arnold naked things.
God.
Would you stop saying Arnold naked?
I can't help it.
I gotta buy me more headphones tomorrow, man. The speaker's blowing out.
Man,
And it's rattling every time somebody talks.
yeah.
It's aggravating.
I pissed off Snyderverse people today. I mean, there's some, I can give you that one.
Oh, nice.
That was entertaining. Not
Well,
wasn't
I mean-
trying to, but
To me, he's overrated.
I tend to have that effect on people.
What an asshole. Hello and good night.
No, Darth Arlena. What's up?
Look, I loved 300. I enjoyed a lot of this. I enjoyed a lot of the movies that he did. I just didn't think he did a particularly good job with DC.
Yeah.
And
Well, it looks like DC's getting the.
they're getting a major overhaul. Everybody's
rinse and
"No, that
repeat
doesn't-
treatment."
Doesn't mean what Zaslav said. Doesn't mean he's gone. He's got all these people. Yeah, he's got all the people in there, except Zack Snyder.
So I have to say I agree with Valiant 100% on this, and maybe I'm just that guy, but I'm much more excited about James Gunn and DC and
Yes.
the rest of it than I ever was with Zack Snyder, because for me it was like Zack Snyder. It seemed like he carried the chip, right? It was like, here I come, I'm Zack Snyder, blah blah blah, and James Gunn's like, I just love this shit. Right, I'm just doing what I do and all that, and I follow. I'm sure you all do too, but I follow him on Twitter, and people are like, well, James Gunn now, he's in charge. He's not going to direct anymore, and he's like, that's not true. I'm like, he's like,
No.
you're not right. I'm like, whoa.
Well, that's
Isn't
why
he
they had the
supposed to direct the
co-chairs.
first 3 to 5 movies.
Well, that's what that's why they hired him and Safran, right?
Yeah.
The idea is to where, which I love the model. I suggested that for Lucasfilm a year and a half ago, whatever I got on YouTube. They need a creative director, and they need a business manager, a studio manager. So I'm hoping that's kind of what that relationship kind of morphs into, right? And look, the other thing, I put things on Twitter. I'm gonna get fights with these rando bots that have 85 followers or whatever, and I'm an idiot because I don't understand how money works in Hollywood, according to them, of course. But it's like, look, the Snyderverse, Batman versus Superman, Justice League, Man of Steel. There's a reason why Snyder didn't continue there. It's because those movies didn't make money.
Mm-hmm.
And people want to delude themselves into thinking, well, they look at retail box office returns and think, oh yeah, they made money. It's like, well, you know that doesn't all go back to the studio and the distributor, right? Right.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like, yeah.
Well, that dude was trying to tell you you're lying your ass off.
Oh yeah. That dickweed. That. Oh God.
That was funny.
I could have put the
you're
entire
just-
AMC theater report in his chain showing the numbers from that year, and he still would have said I was lying. I was like, I'm just spinning my wheels. I usually try to engage folks and try to say, okay, no, you kind of missing this. Let me, that's not how this works. This isn't, and then they just kind of keep going. No, you're full of shit. You're lying. You're this. You're that. And it's like, I'm just not talking to you anymore because you don't want to listen.
Valiant, I think we should coin a new term. Maybe it's not the first time we're going to coin this term. We should coin a new term, which is grifter shill. Can that go together? Grifter shill?
Grifter shill. I like that.
Grifter shill.
I think that's
we
pretty good.
should memorialize that on this late night stream because
I like
it
that.
sounds like you are a grifter shill, right? You can't quite figure out which way, what's going on. Okay, blah blah. Grifter shill. I love it. You can use it. You can use it on your platform. I license.
I'll have to find a way to work that in. Yeah.
Take care of Palmy.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, here's the bottom line: if those guys, if Jason Kilar and Walter Hamada and all those folks were Snyder as well, if all those big high-level executives at Warner Media and Warner Studios had been successful in their endeavors, they would not have been the first people that David Zaslav fired.
Yeah.
And I don't mean didn't renew their contracts. I mean fucking fired. Like they had to write checks to buy them out and get them the hell out the door early. They were all fired because they failed miserably at their jobs, and he doesn't want to go back to that. So it's like, but they have Cavill back. Well, yeah, because Cavill was the one thing that universally everybody agreed on. Like, oh yeah, he's totally Superman. We love Cavill as Superman. We just didn't like the way that the character of Superman was written. With that darker tone. That's what, they want. Look at what Cavill said a few days ago. Yeah, I'd love to go back to Superman. He didn't want to leave in the first place, but he didn't want to keep playing the Superman that he was being handed. What did he say on the red carpet last week? Yeah, but I'll go back. But the Superman has to be optimistic, hopeful, joyful. It has to be optimistic, hopeful, hope, and joy. However he put it, it was those three words. Yeah. And then Zaslav says what he says during the earnings call the other day. It's like, well, he didn't say anything about the Snyderverse. I'm like, y'all got to learn to read the tea leaves. He did not make the comments that he made, and Cavill made the comments he made, and then he signs back on to play Superman again. He didn't do that to.
And God forbid they use the happy Superman music, right? My gracious. Everything needs to be sad, right? It needs to be so sad. Like, what are you telling me? This is my Superman, right? As the oldest, well, Daryl's gone, but as the next oldest fart here, right? I'm like, this is A-okay, right? The thing and the costume and the whole 9 yards. I'm like, finally, goodness sakes, really?
We watched it again tonight.
There you go.
And what I said was very simple. You put Henry Cavill in that shot with his new costume, lighten the colors. Don't make it like that kind of dingy blue. It's got to be that bright blue and bright red like here.
100%.
You put him in this shot with John Williams theme music playing behind him. You got Warner Brothers printing their own money. That tone.
Man Can Fly. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
You know
Exactly.
why? Because we still love Superman.
Yep.
Whatever anyone else did or didn't do, Snyder, etc., we still love Superman, right? We love the original Superman. Like, bring it back, please, for goodness sake.
Tom Welling,
so
man.
easy. It's so easy.
Welling. Be hanging out with him very soon, and I know he's getting ready to do something with it. Whether it be
Nice.
man form or still, but man, yeah, Christopher Reeve, man.
Oh yeah, no comparison. That's my Superman and always will be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotta be
Cavill
careful.
wants to be that Superman, though. That's the key, and that's what people don't understand is that Cavill wants to be this guy because he loves the character. He understands Richard Donner understood the character.
Yeah.
Christopher Reeves understood the character.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Henry Cavill could do this and do this even better with today's modern technology, obviously behind him. But it has to have that same tone. It has to have that John. Let me tell you what they have. They do a trailer with that John Williams score with Henry Cavill flying around. You just print money at that point for Warner. Like I said, that's what they were missing. That's why Man of Steel lost money at the box office. It was not. It didn't feel like a Superman movie. It didn't have that tone. And it wasn't the same kind of phenomenon. It was built as kind of like it's like a Zack Snyder film, which again has its place. Loved 300. There's a lot of things that Zack Snyder did. The Watchmen, wasn't that Zack Snyder? Yep. Watchmen I thought was. I love The Watchmen. I've got like the 4-hour super duper director's cut. I love it. Doesn't work
For me, the Watchmen series was much better than. But again, I'm not trying to disrespect Zack Snyder, right? But Zack Snyder is very, very dour to me. I mean, the way that he spun it to me was just not. It was just dour.
He's got his place as a good director for the right genre. This isn't it.
Because for me, when you watch a superhero movie, it should be uplifting, right? It shouldn't be weird and kind of like, oh, I feel kind of icky. Well, if I wanted to feel icky about watching something, I wouldn't watch it. I just go out and about, right? I want to have something uplifting, right? I want to see a superhero, something great, right? And for me, all respect to Zack Snyder, it's just so dour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh,
yeah. A superhero movie should be, like you said, inspiring, uplifting, and full of hope.
Yeah.
And that's what the original Superman movies, 1 and 2, and 2 being the Richard Donner cut. Because the 2 theatrical cut was like, what? It's just some parts of it just kind of.
I like them both. I mean, I know some of the people are split over that. I like the Donner. I have the Donner cut on Blu-ray, and this was hilarious. 10 minutes after we finished the 4K for You show Wednesday over on Midnight's Edge, because we were talking about this. We knew the rumor was out there. 10 minutes after we finished the show, the Digital Bits drops the juice. It's official. Superman 2 through 4 being remastered and released on 4K, including the Donner cut. I was like, of course, next year, 2023, Q2 of 2023, we'll get them.
Oh, wow.
So I can't wait.
I think Superman. Yeah, I think it was the third one was the first one I ever seen when I was a child, and obviously got older and everything like that. Went back and
the Richard Pryor one.
Yeah, because the mid part of the scene of Christopher Reeve pulling off the amazing thing of him beating the crap out of himself. I don't know why, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the junkyard fight
drinking in a bar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I was
him
like,
looking
oh
at the
my
bar.
goodness, this is cool.
Visions like the Thing looking at himself. What are you looking at? Huh? And this I don't know why that captivated me, and I kept watching, then went back whenever I could, watch the first one. I was like, oh man.
So I have to say honestly, the thing that excited me the most about James Gunn getting his new position, and you all tell me if you think there's a chance, because I do. Do you think we're finally going to get the whole DC versus MCU business?
Not for a long time.
Not for a while.
You don't think so? You don't think there's a chance?
Oh, I think there's a chance.
10 years from now.
A long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
10 years is too long. You don't think it's more near term?
No.
What
No,
was-
they got no, because
Both of them have to be rebuilt.
the MCU already has its phase 5 and 6 built out. That's at least another 6 years. And then the DCU is just now starting to figure itself out from the ground again. Now, they're going to use some elements that they've already put in place, right? They're going to use, and when I say elements, like there's no reason to replace Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. They've got, all the films right now for DC that are coming out in the next 1 or 2 years. These were films that were scripted, budgeted, greenlit, shot largely, if not completely, before David Zaslav put one foot in the door of the office after the merger. So, that's why we got the Black Adam that we do now. Aquaman 2, they're still trying to fix because from everything that has been released on it, it's a complete disaster. And then you've got The Flash, which is a disaster, thanks to Ezra Miller. And again, that's part of the old Warner Brothers crew that didn't get rid of Ezra when they should have. They shouldn't have hired him in the first place. But again, that's why all those people got fired. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a few years before they figure they need to build a base first. They're literally starting over, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a couple of Superman movies. We're going to have some Batman movies. We're going to have, we're going to try to fix this Aquaman situation. Then they're going to go back to, let's get to the ensemble again. Then we're going to do another Justice League at some point, maybe 5 years from now. We'll see 6 years from now. We'll see that again. They have to build their universe out. At some point, could Marvel Studios, could Disney and Warner Brothers get together and say, let's make this happen? They could. Question is, will they be able to work that out? That's a long ways off. That's why I say that's at least 10 years away from even having a chance of seeing something on screen like that. At least 10 years.
Yeah. Well, because, this reminds me of what Ghost says, all the delays like Blade. It wouldn't surprise me if we get someone back there to check Kevin Feige on his wokeness again. Well, Marvel is still in the midst of a collapse.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
They got to finish collapsing before they can rebuild.
Yeah, I think they're going to have another nail in the coffin next month or this month.
This is actually part of the reason why I asked the question, right? So I understand. I'm with you all, right? MCU is certainly on a decline. What better way to kind of cobble something together? Like all of a sudden, it's like, okay, here we go.
But at this point, if
DC.
you go into the negotiating table and you're Warner Brothers and your DC, or you're Warner Brothers and your Disney. Disney's going to come in there swinging their dick. Hey, we've got $25 billion worth of box office here. You guys have Jack and shit. Jack left town.
This cock.
And they're going to be like, we're going to want all this and that. They're basically going to try to rake Warner Brothers over the coals on that one. Warner Brothers not going to have anything of it. Warner Brothers needs to build their own universe yet, right? Because they can do this ensemble thing, but without Warner Brothers actually fleshing out a DC universe, a viable, profitable DC universe first, there's no reason for them to do that. It's not going to benefit anybody at this point. They're going to have to. Each of these universes is going to have to be well fleshed out. Here's the other problem. Disney has already gone and killed off all of their most popular characters, are in their midst of replacing them with these half-ass knockoffs for one main reason, and that is because they don't want to get embroiled in any more legal entanglements with rights issues.
Yeah.
and because they have been fighting off the estates of people like Stan Lee now, Jack Kirby, and it's the other one I'm forgetting right now. Mine's drawing a blank. It's too late. But the point is that they've been dealing with that for years. So why do you like Namor is not Namor anymore? It's Namor.
Namor.
And now he's Aztec, Mayan, whatever the fuck. That's stupid. It has nothing to do with the
freaking genealogy.com or
the
something.
reason they completely altered his character was to get around copyright issues.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
Yeah, 'cause they don't
why
wanna
they're
pay
doing
nobody.
it. Disney has never wanted to pay copyright stuff. They hate it. That's why Walt started off with, when he made the movies like Snow White and Cinderella and all that, because it was in public domain. He didn't have to pay anybody for it. Disney's been like that ever since.
Yeah.
But that's why they're changing this. So now you're not going to have Iron Man anymore, right? We don't have Tony Stark because Tony Stark could cause, somebody's going to want to come and file a copyright termination. So we're going to have Riri Williams. We're going to have Ironheart. We're going to have rip-off discount dime store Iron Girl.
Who stole the suit.
Yeah. I mean,
Instead of making
that's why
it
you
starts off as a crime.
So here's the thing. If you're Warner
That's-
Brothers and it's like you're at that point 5 or 10 years from now when you could actually viably maybe take a crack at starting to talk about greenlighting something like this that would come 3 years after that, what's left? What are we going to have?
Yeah.
Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman fighting Riri Williams?
We're going to have what we have already bought that's sitting on our shelves at home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what
So
we'll
that's why it's like even if they could do it, what's left? You've killed Captain America. He's gone. Now you've got the same thing. You've got discount Captain America. They destroyed a perfectly good character in Falcon.
Oh my God.
Again, because hey, it's not Steve Rogers Captain America. It's a totally different Captain America. There's no copyright issues here. So
Yeah, and then doing all the freaking racial bullshit during that show.
yeah.
And
Well,
freckled Jesus, I think, is what they called her.
they're gonna keep they can go ahead and keep throwing $200 million at these movies and they can keep losing money. They're probably, I don't care what the projections are right now, Black Panther is going to do somewhere between Thor and Doctor Strange 2. It's probably going to finish up around $800 million, and that's going to be the end of it. So, which means they're going to make a little bit of money on it, maybe, but not a whole lot. And they're not selling any toys. So,
Nope. Disney makes my butt Thor.
No.
Yeah, I agree. Bucky should have got the shield.
yeah, duh. He's Cap's oldest friend. The story arc would have made vastly more sense.
But he didn't want it.
He didn't want it because that's the way they wrote it. Because they said we have to give it to Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie, who has no superpowers. But
I thought this was the story. I thought he became Captain America. I remember.
CC.
I didn't read Captain America comics. I did read Marvel, but I remember seeing Falcon in the white suit with the stars and stripes.
that was in the Disney comics, as far as I know.
In the 90s?
That was back in the 90s?
Yeah, because this was the time I remember seeing that, and I was like, oh, they're making Captain America black. And I was like, oh, wait, it's Falcon becoming Captain America.
You may be right. I don't remember that.
But
I mean,
this was at a time when that happened, and the Thor storyline was becoming Thunderstrike.
mhm.
So I was not a reader of those ones because please don't let me add another 15 titles to my collecting, at the time. But, I collected X-Men, but I remember I collected cards at the time. So I kept up with Marvel storylines.
Gotcha.
So that's the only reason I question, because wasn't that
You may be right.
stuff
I don't know.
all going on? I did comics probably from 92 to 97, and then if I read a storyline I liked and a comic I liked, I collected outward. But the Thunderstrike, I remember that's why I was a little surprised with Thor going to the Lady Thor, because I was like, well, where's Thunderstrike? You know, but
that's what I was talking about with
I
the
didn't
Disney
read it.
comics,
I don't
though.
know. I don't know.
Because a lot of those things, like, okay, I didn't know about that had happened in the 90s with Falcon. I still think the story makes way more sense with Bucky, especially with the way they set everything up. Civil War, Winter Soldier.
In the comics, Bucky was a child.
Mm-hmm.
So it was different. Bucky was Captain America's Robin.
Mm-hmm.
He was not a peer. He was a sidekick.
Right,
So
but
that-
once they changed that in the movies, they should have followed through with it, right? Because that's the way they wrote it, and that's was the expectation. But the Disney comics, and when I say Disney comics, I'm talking about the Marvel comics that have been created since Disney took over, right? Just for everybody out there watching. But so in the Disney comics, I think is where the whole Jane Thor thing. I know Riri Williams was introduced back in 2016 with Disney Comics. It was a complete bomb. Nobody bought them. They tried to reboot that 27 times. It didn't work. So they said, "Hey, let's put it in a $200 million movie, TV show, because that'll work." But a lot of the other things that we've seen, like the changes and a lot of these things, so they say, "Oh, well, it was in the comics. It was in the comics." It's like 90% of what they say that was in the Disney comics that Disney deliberately wrote to set up that nobody has bought and read because they're shit. To say that, well, this is how the movies are going to parse out. So I know there's been a lot of things that they've used in the movies that have come from classic OG Marvel, like what you're talking about, like in the 80s and the 90s, like when I was collecting back then too. Now I was mostly into like Image Comics and Valiant Comics at the time. I did collect some Marvel, but
I remember Image and Valiant.
yeah, so
They were the independent
yeah.
juggernauts.
Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, all those guys that broke out from Marvel and went and created their own Image Comics. And now Todd McFarlane, in case you don't know, McFarlane Toys, that's who's making the stuff from Warner and DC.
I know. That's every
It's
time
crazy.
people talk about Family Guy and Seth MacFarlane, I'm like, there's 20 years prior to this guy. You know, I mean, you can't explain it to him because it's so much and it's such a different medium. But people talk about Family Guy and Seth.
Oh, the
MacFarlane.
Weird
It's
Al
like,
movie is
God,
out
he's-
today. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
today.
is it
I haven't
with
seen it yet. Has anyone
the
seen it?
Harry
No,
Potter,
now I need to go
it
watch
just
it.
came out.
Shit.
Yeah,
the Harry
just
Potter
came-
guy, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Daniel
Yeah.
Radcliffe.
Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe.
It's on Roku TV, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, I was waiting for that. I forgot that was today.
Yeah.
I would have watched that
Wait,
earlier.
there's a
Damn it.
Roku TV. Is Roku the one that does oh no, that's Fire Stick. Well, Roku does some of them.
Roku has their own device, but Roku is like the Roku channel's an AVOD service. It's an advertising video on demand. So it's free as far as I know. You just got to download the app, you go watch it. You'll get some advertisements in there like we have had on television for 70 years.
Oh my God!
And yeah, God forbid, right?
Advertisements.
But yeah, I actually downloaded the Roku app this week in anticipation of watching Weird. So I was like, now I gotta go. I totally forgot that was today.
You
And
have
I'm
to
lucky. I got a
download
Roku
the
TV.
app.
Yeah, my TV here
Roku
is
app
Roku
is
also, and
automatically
that's
put
what I do
inside.
in my bedroom as well. And again, we the critics don't always get it right, but this I've been waiting for this to come out because it seems like even Weird Al is like, please watch it.
No,
They're both like,
I've
watch. It's
yeah,
gonna be
I've
good.
seen a lot of this stuff about this movie.
Yeah.
And I guess Radcliffe took the job before he had talked to Weird Al, but Weird Al has talked to him since, and he's fully on board. Like he's very, very happy with the performance and the depiction and all that kind of stuff.
Radcliffe's a good actor.
No, yeah. And this and from what I've seen, this wasn't something he was going to go after. It was almost something that like happened spontaneously in an interview, and somebody commented on something in it, and they were like, you should maybe think about this or pursue this. And I can't say for sure, but almost from what I saw and what I heard through my feed, it was almost like a questionable thing. And then they were like, yeah, let's do it. And then the people that it was about found out secondhand, and they were like, yes, let's keep doing it, which that's what we want to hear as fans.
Yeah.
Like, we want to hear a storyline, and we're like, yes, that's what we want to do. And then we want to see somebody interested in it, and they're like, yes, I want to do that way, not I want to do that, but I want to put all my interpretation on it, and then to have the actual media it's based on back it also, so, but I'm almost with as much as I've seen, I'm almost expecting to see a Daniel Radcliffe face-to-face with Weird Al, some kind of interview at that point, because I've seen so much in between them, and I can't believe they haven't been on a talk show or anything yet together.
They're probably waiting until the movie's out for a few
and-
days
and
before they
that could
release
be
it.
That very well could be it. But
It'd be
Yeah,
funny.
there
They could do another episode of the Weird Al show.
I-
That's what he did.
and I
Weird Al brought
swear-
people. He did the interview show. It was like one season. I think there was maybe 15 episodes of it. It was
well,
came
they
out with
could
25
totally-
years ago.
Mhm.
Exactly what
About
you're
that.
talking about. Like, I could see Daniel Radcliffe redoing UHF.
Like in the movie.
Well, the movie UHF, but redoing it. Like he's so much that guy. He's so much Weird Al. Maybe it's just because he kind of looks like him, and I remember Weird Al from the Dr. Demento days.
Yeah.
So it's just,
Cows with guns.
I would have never put Daniel Radcliffe in that role.
I would have
When I
never
saw
thought of
him
it.
in the
Yeah.
wig.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, when I first saw him, I was like, "Holy
wow.
crap! Yeah, he really does
Yeah.
look like that." Was scary. I
Amazing.
like,
He
yeah,
had-
I didn't
he had
expect
the
that
ma-
either.
In that trailer, he had the mannerisms and everything. It was like, I was like, oh wow,
And
that's
Daniel
Weird Al.
Radcliffe, I've watched him in a few things, and
Dude, have you seen Horns?
well, anything I've
Mm-mm.
watched him in, I
Horns with
don't
Daniel
think,
Radcliffe is
oh,
fucking good
that's
movie.
Harry Potter. Like, whatever he's in, I see him as that character. I don't see him as Harry Potter,
Yeah.
which makes me realize, oh, he was acting as Harry Potter. That's not how he acts, because we see certain people. Jerry Seinfeld acts like Jerry Seinfeld, whether he does a TV series or a stand-up or whatever. And there's a lot
Yeah.
of people that do that. They act like themselves, but he can be other people.
Yeah.
I
I mean, The
don't-
Woman in Black was not well received, but he did a great job in it.
yeah,
I liked
exactly.
that movie.
I
I
did
just
too.
watched it again a few weeks ago around Halloween. But yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, and I watch UHF, 2-3 times a year.
To me,
Rewatching it.
those movies in that era, the reason why they didn't do well was because there were so many movies pumping out every month. In the 90s, early 2000s, I remember in high school and college, I would go with my buddy we would skip movies, hot movies. You literally could, every 1 or 2 months, you could go open to close. There was so many movies worth watching, or at least movies you wanted to see.
Yeah.
We're talking, American Pie era and the height of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and Jurassic Park and all these movies. And that was when I was hopping theaters, and it's like, oh, all you got, the only person that's in here all day is the guy that sells posters and trinkets over there. So you buy a few things from him every couple weekends, and you're cool. You see 10, 20 movies every few months, you're caught up. You can't do that. I mean,
Well, it's 'cause
I
there's
was
not a lot left to see.
I was just about to say those were the days where you could sit in the theater for 3-4 movies and no one would be ever be like, oh, are you in the wrong place? No one knew. Like,
no one
you're in the
knew,
theater, you're in a seat.
but those were the
It's not like it was today, right? You could
those
sit
were
there
the
for
times when you could watch
5
3 or
hours
4
Remember that
movies
too.
in a row and be entertained. And there was just so much out there. Literally, if all you watched was one movie a month, you were behind the curve.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, we felt like we'll plan once a month. We'll spend that $7.95. Wait, we'll go to a matinee. We'll spend $4.50. and we'll schedule, and movies literally at that time were like 80 to 105 minutes, and that was formula. So you could go, okay, this movie starts at 10 o'clock. That's open. It runs till 11:34. The next movie starts at 11:55.
And by the way,
so we'll go there.
in case anyone's curious what he's pointing at the newspaper, because the newspaper is where they showed you what the movie times were. Right there.
Yep.
Or you could later you could call on the phone.
I was about to say,
and
remember the
Was
movie
before
phone?
movie phone.
But that was
Welcome
the
to
reason
movie
why
phone.
we had a
Press
newspaper.
1.
On that side panel, it's like, okay, here we go. My 3 local. Okay, how can I do this, right? Because on the newspaper, it showed you the time.
No,
That's what
we
everybody
would
wanted the
literally
Friday
do that.
newspaper for that reason.
Yep.
It's like you had to go, wait, where's the Friday newspaper? Okay, give me the entertainment section. All right, you keep the rest of that shit.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
It's like, give me the movie schedules.
I
and
want
you-
to read the comics. I'm
That's
gonna
what
do the
we have
crossword, which I
pulled
could
out.
never do it, right? And
Forward.
give me the
Yep.
movies, right?
Yep.
And that's
To
it.
be honest, it was easier than it was now. You grab the paper, you fold it out. There's all the times, all the things. What's this theater? There. Literally faster than online. So we would look at it and go, okay, this movie starts at this time. This movie starts at this, and we would, because the formula of movies was, if it's near 2 hours, customers won't watch it. So all the movies were under 100 minutes, under 95 minutes, 98 minutes. So every 2 hours, we would just schedule a new movie. Well, this one starts at this time. Watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. And this was the time all the Jurassic Park movies, the Predators, the sequels to Aliens 2. I watched all, Aliens 3, 4, 5, the new Ghostbusters, Necessary Roughness, and all the movies that they decided, oh, the 80s are too risque, now we need to change to the 90s, and then all Adam Sandler and everything kind of develops from there. Comedy. So, and now is theater hopping even a thing?
No, you can't do it. Well,
What happened?
now you can do it again now only because nobody's going to theaters, right?
Everybody
So
coming to my house. I got HBO.
There's no
Netflix.
movies to hop to.
Exactly.
You're lucky if you can find one every 2 months now that's worth getting out there to go watch, because most of them are just retreaded shit.
Well, Black Adam just came out, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
I
see
have
that
a
in too long.
discount theater a block from my house, and it was their opening weekend.
Yeah, because they need stuff to throw in there, right? It's like they're just desperate for content, and that movie is not doing well. I mean, I know the audience reaction has been very good. There's just not enough of them. I mean, it's still hovering around $255 million
It's
global
not
right
doing
now.
well, and it's one of the top 20 movies since the pandemic.
No, I don't know. It's maybe the top 20. I mean, we
Well,
have
that's
probably
what I'm
haven't
saying.
had 20 movies.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we used to come out with top 20 movies every quarter.
I see what you're saying.
And
Yeah.
now it's like top 20 movies since 2018. Are we kidding?
Yeah, I don't know
Like-
about that far. I mean, this one's it's got about another 300 to 350 million to go before it sniffs break even, and I don't see it getting there. Now, if 200 million of that comes from China, it won't.
But the sad thing
That's
is,
not going to help them.
Oh,
this is one of the
Holy
best
shit.
performing movies. This is one of the first movies I've
Yeah,
like
I
thought, well, maybe I want to see it on a big screen. Maybe
I personally think if you're gonna see Black Adam,
Redbox ruined everything.
if you're gonna see Black Adam, seeing it on the big screen makes sense to me. I mean, I
Yeah.
was at the theater earlier today and I saw Armageddon Time. Me and two other folks. Great movie, by the way. Anthony Hopkins, always great.
Oh hell
But
yeah.
there were folks there as I came out. I was like, "What are you seeing?" You know, I do my informal poll. There were still folks seeing Black Adam. They hadn't seen it yet, right? And there was other folks there seeing other things too. But I'm kind of like, "Oh, interesting. Okay, go and enjoy."
Yeah.
It, you know,
I've noticed that here over the last few years, people don't see a movie because they want to. It's just because they're curious. That's it. It's like, I don't want to go see this, but I'm just kind of curious. And, if they don't like it, they get up and walk out.
Well, I will admit it's different between 2000 and 2010. Being curious about a movie was like, oh, you go to movies every weekend or every couple weekends and you watch what's out. And now it's like, why? Like Renegade said, there's not enough content. He didn't say that exactly, but that's what's happening. And now we're like, why are you going? Well, I want to see this and this and this. Whereas before, you were trying to keep up with what you wanted to see.
Yeah. Exactly.
I get you, but it's still possible, right? I've seen a first run theatrical only movie for the last 6 weeks, right? But again, I'm the guy who was the first one back in the theater when they opened it back up here. Me and the folks, right? They're like, "Oh, you're still here. We hung out, And then they showed me many movies just for me.
Were the last 6 weeks were you choosing between movies, or you're like, I want to see this?
No, of course. I don't just show up and be like,
well,
"What
no,
did I see today?"
but that's
I'm
what
like,
I mean. And that's something I say. We were in the heyday. Daryl, all of us, even Charlie, he's at least old enough to recognize we were in a time when there was so much good to consume. We couldn't keep up.
Even
That's
the
all
bad
I mean.
movies were good.
And I'm not degrading anything that Moff is
I
saying.
got a soft spot for
I'm
him.
just saying, you're not choosing from 6 to 10 movies anymore. You're choosing from a couple, possibly a handful. Where we were before, it was just like, gosh, there's so much in the theater,
Oh, yeah.
and so much on TV, and so many new series, and it was all new. The 90s was the heyday, and to me,
84 through 87 was,
but
to me,
Jesus
now we're
Christ,
just
there's so much shit.
There's so many people in the world, and we saturated the ideas, and we need new ideas, and we're desperate for them, and we want them. Where are they going to come from?
But
I don't
we
know.
also have to acknowledge that the nostalgic heyday of movies was way before there was ever any streaming content, right? So there, and at that point, there was 3 main channels in HBO,
And
right?
Hollywood Video and Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Be kind, rewind.
And by the way, that new the blockbuster series they have on Netflix, you should watch. It's very funny.
Is it
Oh,
good?
that
I
is
wanted
cool.
to watch
Yeah.
So
It is
funny.
good.
I
It is
was
really good.
actually
So-
around the
so
last
funny.
Blockbuster shop, so I'm
But
curious
that's a
about
whole
that.
different thing. But we're comparing kind of apples to oranges, right? Because what we all, except for Charlie, but the rest of us remember, no disrespect, but the rest
Thank
of us
you.
remember as the heyday of movies, and everything you've been saying, Pata, is because back then that's all there was, right?
Mhm.
There was movies, there was 3 networks, and then HBO came, right? And so things have come and come and come and come, and we've migrated. I get it, right? But when I hear folks are like, well, the theatrical experience is not the same as it was. No fucking shit. Right? There's so much other distractions now that never existed then. And a lot of people are like, I can just wait this shit out. Right? I got time. I got a lot of time.
Same Valiant.
Things I can do.
Same.
And you know what? Here they come. It's coming now. I can just, and I get it. I get it. Right? So it's just everything is so different now than it was back when we were young. We were all so old. I feel like, back in the old days, right? It's
Mhm.
true. It's very, very true now.
And
Yeah,
everybody
and
go
good point.
to Moff Risman's channel to continue the stream.
Or we can continue it here on the back tube tomorrow or later on today.
Oh,
5 p.m. Central Time.
Close it down. I don't mean.
Yeah,
to
it's
keep
already
you all-
1:30.
mean
I gotta
keep
get
you all
running though,
past
guys.
the bedtime.
Yeah.
Close it
Thanks for
down.
coming on, Valiant.
Just tired
See y'all later.
old men.
Take care, buddy.
They're just tired old men.
Oh, dude, tired old man. Shit. It's hit me now.
Well,
mhm.
no, you're
Time change,
you're a
man.
few hours ahead of me.
Time change.
time
Hell, I've
change
been
is
up for
Sunday.
20
What
hours.
is it?
Time change,
1:30
yeah.
for you,
Been on
Daryl? 1:30, 2:30.
it's 1:30.
See,
I got
yeah, that
2:25 a.m.
matters.
It's 2:30 here.
Charlie's further.
Yep,
All right,
Charlie's an
Daryl,
East
close
Coaster.
it down, man. Thanks for the invite.
Hell yeah. Thank y'all for coming on, man. It's fun.
Dude, thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Hell yeah, brother.
Blasting
And if
fast.
you are free tomorrow, we can do this again.
I'm always.
I gotta take care of a few things, but it's damn good seeing your faces again.
Hell yeah.
Charlie's
brother.
got
Sorry.
pupils
Hell yeah.
to teach.
Yeah,
The teach.
getting ready for stuff next month and next year,
You
which I
gotta
still have
put
to pick myself.
fires under butts and nails under wrists.
Hmm.
That guy.
I don't know. Nails under wrists.
He's like, no,
Oh my God.
Not a good thing. I don't know.
No, Master Thomas, no.
Sounds like a bad porn.
Maybe it's okay if you're not on a cross. I don't know. I don't
That's kind of
know.
where I went. That's
I
where I
do
went,
not
man.
know.
Yeah, that's where I went. I was like, maybe we should talk about that at Easter.
Yeah, I know. It's like, well, we're kind of, it's like thinking about, no, Christmas is the wrong time to talk about now. It's like, well, okay, that's okay. So we should close it down. We should
I
close
swear to you guys, you can never let Charlie know where you are. He has a samurai sword.
Oh, he knows where I am. I have a what is it? A crusade sword.
I don't
And I have
care,
2
man.
lightsabers,
Charlie's
so.
got training. Charlie's got
I
training.
cannot confirm nor deny.
But Daryl, do you have either a crown of thorns or 9-inch nails?
The first one, no. The second one, possibly only one.
Fair
Other than
enough.
that, we're gonna get the fuck out of here.
I said, close it down. I said, the pillow is like, we're still here. Or why?
Well, I'm gonna play a kick-ass outro. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Have a great one, guys.